Hello, people. I'm going to do that and that and that. Hold on a minute. Hello, Jessica. All right, just trying to share this out. Not that many people come and watch anyway. Yes, I know I need a haircut and a beard trim. That'll get done probably weekend, maybe. Could do it myself. Save myself £20, but with my fucking back issue, I can't lift my arms up all that well, I can't even get my hands around. Well, I can, but I've got arthritis in this hand, so I can't really be doing my hair because it'd just get all chopped up and screwed up, and it'd be all uneven, and I look a bit like a fucking old man and a bit of a tramp now, but it'd make me look like a fucking homeless person if I tried doing it myself. So let me just move these fucking games out of the way. Bunch of games I got through today. 2 different orders. Well, 2 different purchases, I should say. And I've got nowhere to put the fucking things out now. So I'm getting in there. So I bought a new machine to clean up all my discs. I'm not going to say how much it cost, because that's my own business. Oh, you fucking bastard. Different box of games went through on the floor there. Well, the thing is, I didn't clean them, but I hadn't. Try to be careful with this because it's got my PlayStation Pro in here. My handheld. Alright, so yeah, I bought a new machine. I've got this machine, but I bought a different machine, which wasn't, I don't know how much it was, but it helps to clean my disc up a lot better than this fucker does. But I've had a lot of problem with that one. Nearly went back, and the compound packs, the stuff that you need for it, isn't really cheap. Well, it's now on the website, that ain't, but I saw it on eBay, and yeah, it was like, I say, a third of the price than it is on eBay. Not on eBay, a third of the price than it is on their website, because you got to pay posting VAT. This is what I don't understand. Why have you got to pay VAT on a purchase online? I can understand well, it ain't even VAT, it's tax. Yeah, I can understand like you're paying like for the cost of the item, your shipping, and your VAT, but tax. It don't really make sense that you got to pay tax on an item which is already covered through the VAT. Because I'm going to say something, right? I ain't got them in here because I've taken them out into the living room there. But the thing I bought, right, I won't say how much it was, but it cost enough that when I found that they were selling the same thing on eBay, right, I could have bought 2 for the cost of the one on their website. And I won't refund you. The reason why they're selling it cheaper on eBay, because it's supposed to be like old stock. It's not out of date. You still get like a shelf, 1 year shelf life of it, kind of thing. It's only a compound that comes in little bottles like this. You get 2 bottles, like, filled with this compound. Then you get like these kind of like pads. And then you get these like little suction things to keep your disc steady. And like, I've been buying so fucking much lately. It's unbelievable. I've got to stop. It's like, I was saying to someone on my other channel, because I was doing a live stream on the gaming channel a while ago. You get addicted to buying shit all the time, and I've got to stop. I just ain't got no room in the living room to keep putting all this stuff in there. Which I need to go and make another drink. Give me 2 minutes. Well, give me 1 minute. So all this stuff behind me is games. Nothing but fucking games. It's unbelievable the amount of games I've got. I've got probably 1,000+ games in the living room. Why do you need all those games? Because it's something I love doing, buying, collecting. I don't sell none. Not sold any at the moment. Don't mean I won't, but there is other ways of getting rid of games by trading with CX for vouchers. You can trade in something, like, let's say this game here has a value of, like, trading. CX will probably sell this game for, like, say that £10, for instance. Yeah, you might get £3 cash, or you might get £5 trading voucher. Games I don't want, I go and trade in for the vouchers, because you get more in a voucher, and then you can buy more games with that voucher. Being like, I want to start building up my Switch collection. So I don't have many Switch games at the moment. Yeah, I've seen those. Fucking shit they are. I've actually got one where I've got like 10,000 games on it. Don't play it. It's like my Switch. I've got a Switch OLED and I've not played it. I've got 2 Switches. I've got the original. Well, I've got 3 Switches. The original kind of Switch. I've got that Switch. And then I've got the OLED one. And you see the screen difference? This screen's bigger than that one. I originally bought this one. Then, because I was saving up all my vouchers, I actually bought that one at a car boot fair for £100, and it came with like a couple of cases, headphones, the controllers, and it was all working. £100 I paid for that. But then I started saving up, buying games and trading them with CX. And this one, right, good night. This one I actually got for 240 because it's the OLED one. It's boxed in mint condition. Didn't have no games with it, but it had the power supply and the docking station. 240, but I only paid, I think, about 179, something like that, because the rest I paid by card. And I've not even fucking played them really. There's other Switch I got, which was like, I think the teak blue. I was stuck in the living room. I haven't got nowhere to put it. Keep knocking them down. Because now I've got this new machine to do my discs. I need to make room with that. Actually, I've had to move my DVR monitor over. It's like at a slant at the moment. I keep thinking it's going to fall over, but no, it won't. Yeah. Anyway, as you know, I'm not doing any paranormal. I've come off that. But on eBay, not eBay, on Amazon, I found these on Amazon. And they're quite cheap. Can't remember how much they are. Probably about £15, something like that. Oh shit, what's happened there? So it is an EMF meter. Oh, how do you turn it on? Oh, there, button. But it's got a digital display. And no, there ain't no fucking ghosts in here. It's probably picking up the EMF on the TV, actually. But the LED kind of light goes up and down. I bought 2 of them. While I could still get them, because although I'm saying I'm not doing the paranormal, I don't feel that there's anything in here. I don't get that. Well, I say I don't think. I'll be truthful with you. Sometimes I think there is something in here. I don't really want to communicate with it because I can't be asked. I don't know any if Abby and Tina are still here, to be honest with you. If you want to know the link for these, let me know, and I'll try to post them later if I remember. But as I say, I bought 2 of them. I don't know if they still got them on eBay, YouTube, eBay, on Amazon. I'll check. They're probably on page. Oh, I've got a fucking headache. Why is it every time I do a stream on here, I get a splitting headache? I did send a link over to Rose, actually. I don't know if she ever bought any. But I was just sitting there watching a YouTube video. And some guy actually bought these out, and he had a link up for them, but it was an American link. So I thought, you know what? Let me check. See if they got them on eBay. And they still do have them. They are £16.99p. And no, I'm not affiliated to them. I don't get any kind of monetization. Apparently, they've got 100. We've got 100 of them. So you're interested in these kind of like digital EMF detectors? That's the link. Now, at one time, I thought, I'll buy 2, and they had a load there, right? And they still do have a load. I thought I could probably get them on eBay, get them and sell them on eBay. But the amount of fucking shit I have with people on YouTube, because I was selling my own fucking paranormal shit, my dolls, my electronics and stuff like that. So I decided, call it quits on eBay. The only time I go on eBay is to buy stuff, gaming stuff, and that's it. I don't bother, with anything else. Don't really sell much on there. Jesus Christ, on eBay, at £26, 67p. So it's like nearly double on eBay. Let me see how many that person sold. Well, he's only got 1 on there. How about this one? He had 10, and 9, and he sold 5 at £37, 7p, and he's charging £3.40 postage on eBay. And that's the same thing for $16.99 on Amazon with free postage. And then there's one, there's 2 people selling them in the United States. £28, 12p, and then it's £25 postage. But £26, 67p on eBay. same device. So he's charging £10 more. Mind you, all right, you got to consider about the postage, but he's actually he's free delivery, so he wouldn't be making like £10. He's probably making about £7 or £8 on top of them, unless he knows somewhere he can get them even cheaper than on Amazon. I don't know. Now, it's like I'm not doing any paranormal. I ain't done it for a while, And I said I'm not going to come back, but over the last couple of weeks, I've been feeling a bit, weird in here. Sometimes I know it ain't the neighbours, but it sounds like whispering. Sometimes I still see that little black thing down there near the door. It's like, you don't want to be seen, It's like every time I catch it at the corner of the eyes, like walking out the door. He's not walking in, he's walking out. And I've had been lights flashing a few times as well. I've seen a few orb activity floating around, and they're not bugs. I've still got my DVR set up. I thought that was one, but it's just a car going past through the reflection in the living room of the patio door. But it's weird that every time I come on it to do a stream, I get a fucking headache. Mostly on this stream. If I'm doing a stream like on my gaming channel, I will get a headache, but it's not like straight away. Tonight, on here straight away. Now, I have got some stuff I do want to get rid of. When, I don't know. I've got some ghost boxes that's been hacked, like the Roberts and the Bush. I want to get rid of those at a later date. Maybe one of my tri-field meters. Might get rid of one of those. DC box, get rid of that. What's the other ones I made? I made so much stuff I can't remember what I did make. But I made like 2 or 3 of the DC boxes. I don't really need 3 of them. If I'm going to keep any, I'll probably keep one and get rid of them. The others, the power sensor. Yeah, the DC box. That's what I mean. Yeah, the DC box. I ain't got any of the spare electronic bits now. I had a little bit of salt in there, and all I've always said that I don't want to throw stuff away because it's like throwing money down the drain, kind of thing. I did have a bit of salt out, and I thought, look, I'm not going to be rebuilding any of this stuff. A lot of it I've put away in a cupboard in the hallway. Some of it I chucked out. And the thing is, I don't have the PCB boxes, to put stuff in. I ain't gonna build any more stuff. If I was, it'd probably if I got into the paranormal again. But I just don't feel that there's any need for me getting back into the paranormal at the moment. I'm hearing and seeing a few things. That could just be my imagination, my fucking anxiety, stress, or whatever, kind of thing. But spirits can play on your anxiety and stress and depression. Now, I'm thinking, well, I did put on eBay, no, not on eBay, Facebook, that I was going to get rid of one of my EDI thingamajigs. And I put it up at a bit of a high price because I want to buy something else. But if you remember what the EDI was, it's all box steel. And it's still got the skin. I'm going to turn on because I've taken the batteries out, but it all works perfect. And if you don't know what it is, just check back on my video on my streams, the EDI, where we've done some testing. It still works. The skin originally did not come with it. I bought that skin separately, £25. Now you can't get these anymore, and I've seen them go up to about £700-800. It's like the EV recorder, the DVR 60 or whatever, where it's got so hard to find them that when they do come around, they're going around about £1,000. I've seen these go up to about 800. Now, I'm not asking 800. I'm open. I paid like 300 for that. I should be entitled to get a bit more than that actually. But if you're interested, let me know, and we can always come to some kind of a agreed price. I've had it a couple of years, and that one has only ever been out of the box twice, and that's for a quick test demonstration. I do have a second one, but I can't remember what I've done with it. But that second one I'm keeping, just in case I do come back to the paranormal. I always wanted to do like some more cemetery stuff this year, but I just didn't do it. I couldn't be bothered. I just didn't have to up and go and do it because my knees are fucked up. I got a letter from the hospital stating exactly what's wrong with my knees. Because I had an X-ray on them. Now, it ain't just my knees, and fucking back issue as well, which I had last year with the back infection. Still keep getting pains in my back. So, my health issues ain't really doing that good to me. Now, they're actually going to put me, they've took the hospital when I had the X-ray. The orthopedic surgeon said, luckily enough, you don't need any surgery done at this time. At this time. Don't mean that I might not need surgery in 5 years' time, because your knees will probably get even more worse. Your back, because your back issue, that is putting pressure on your knees, so that's why your knees are in so much. Plus my weight as well. And they was going to try to get me on some kind of like dietary thing, and like a exercise thing, but not heard anything with that yet. You can see me fucking exercising with my fucking knees. I'd be collapsing on the fucking floor and they'd be needing to take me back to the hospital. But remember, my back issue, I had a back infection. I was in hospital for 3 weeks. Now, fucking Dalton backed me up on that. I never found out where that infection came from. But, after I was released, I'd go back to the hospital every 3 months for x-rays. And they said what's happened is that it's probably caused one of the discs in the back, lower back, to kind of like lodge itself out of proportion a little bit. And that's what's causing most of the pain. But because it ain't that bad, because it hasn't delodged itself or, come out that much, it's not needing to be surgically repaired or whatever. Omar, that's a fucking bit of a long name. Jesus Christ, man, can't you shorten it? So yeah, I'm not being able to get out a lot because I've been fucking like, and if I put my knees up, like my legs up like this, in about 10 minutes, my knees are going to start hurting. You'll probably hear me going, oh, fucking hell, my knees hurt. But all I've been doing lately is like doing gaming, watching videos, TV, movies. Buying games and cleaning them up, getting all the scratches off. Simon, he stopped doing the paranormal. He met someone, and I think he's got 2 or 3 kids now. And that's the reason why he stopped doing the paranormal, because he's got kids, and he actually told me on a message one day, he didn't want to go out and do it paranormal and bring something back home with him, and it to affect the kids and the family. So I can understand that, man. So he stopped doing the paranormal. You know, he sometimes might have a chat about it, but he won't actually go out and investigate that. I can tell. You know, all the stuff I gave him and the stuff that he had himself, he gave back to me. Like some of the no, if you remember that doll that he had in his live stream that time, and he was doing like some kind of like conjuring, like spellcasting. I don't know if you ever saw that, but the doll up on his shelf started moving. You could see like it go like that very slowly, but you could see it, and everyone can fucking see it. You know, I'm going to say, "Simon, the doll's moving. The doll's moving." Well, that doll he actually sent me. I've actually got that doll somewhere, and when I got it, we did some experiments with it, and yeah, things were going a bit crazy with it, you know, kind of thing. The meters were going off, you know, getting EVPs, getting stuff on the. I think we did some Ouija board sessions with it. Now, I don't know, remember about that doll that I got, which I always keep in the kitchen away from all the other dolls. The one who's supposed to be a serial killer who killed 3 husbands for the insurance. She killed kids as well. She also done, what's that fucking word? Rituals. And eventually she did get caught and hung because, like, you know, it was like quite a long time ago, you know, about 17, 1800s, I think, if I remember. Can't remember what year it was, but we used to do a lot with her on the Ouija board, and the things she used to tell us was like kind of a bit scary in one way, you know, thinking, well, did she really do that, you know? Now, you know, think about it, spirits can lie. They can fucking lie. You know, make things like, you know, I could turn around and say, well, yesterday I walked into a fucking ghost, you know, and like it went straight through me. Are you going to believe me? You know, are you going to believe a spirit? But some of the stuff that she did say was kind of like scary, you know, terrorizing, I suppose, you know, threatened you, you know, threatened me. And she's still in the fucking like bag in the box in the kitchen. I've not taken her out of that kitchen since last time we done anything with her, and that's probably about 2.5 years ago. Now, I'm not saying like, you know, it's still active, because anything that you believe that may be spiritually active, whether it be a doll, a pipe, you know, a clock, a watch, you know, spirits can attach themselves to anything they want, yeah. But they're not being communicated with, you know, they're gonna like, you know, they're gonna probably turn and say, well, this is fucking boring, you know. You know, I was hoping that this person would be communicating with me and like I could be, you know, like giving some good stories, or, you know, terrorizing him and making him very scared, you know, so I can feed off his fear and like give him some, you know, real negative shit, you know, kind of thing. But if they're not being communicated with, I don't think they can hang around unless they go dormant. And then you get rid of it, and then once it goes to a new home, then they will pop out and start terrorizing the, you know, like the new owners. Now, I've got probably about 200 dolls. Rose, oh fuck knows how many dolls Rose has got. But I probably had about 200 dolls. You know, I've got boxes that high, about 5 foot high, and I mean that width for the dolls. Then I've got some smaller boxes. Now, I can't turn around and say every one of those dolls had some form of like spiritual attachment, because I got them from like eBay. I got people giving them to me. There's one that Power Gen, I think it was, who sent me one from America, and you know that is an old doll, and yeah, we had some pretty weird shit with that one. Rose sent me dolls, and we had some pretty weird shit with those ones, especially with like Tina. You know, Tina used to give Rose a lot of weird crap going on, but when she came to me, she was more positive towards me than she was with Rose, and Tina became like to me like a spirit guide, and then she brought down Abby. Now I'm not saying that they're not around. I don't feel them around. If I was to like start communicating with them and doing like paranormal again, maybe they'll come back and communicate with me. But because I'm not communicating with them, because I'm not doing a paranormal, they could probably just like come and go whenever they want to go, you know. So my dad, I don't really feel my dad around, but I think he's like looking after his grandkids, keeping an eye on them. But if I started doing the paranormal and asking them to pop over and like communicate with me, you know, there's possibility that he might do. Now, there are certain people that I would not communicate with in family. Like just recently, I was told that my stepmom passed away. Now, yeah, you know, we got on okay with each other. You know, before my dad died, they always used to come up and have barbecues and, you know, joining with parties that the ex-wife used to do and, you know, go to church and all that kind of stuff, yeah. But um, my dad and my stepmom fell out with my ex-wife over money situations. They was giving my grandkids money to go on holiday, well, for their holiday money, but the ex-wife was putting the money towards a ticket. So even though the cost of the ticket was for the holiday, the kids would have no money for spending. And my dad and my stepmom was giving them money for spending, not to put on the ticket, you know, kind of thing. So that actually was the reason why, you know, they stopped talking to my ex-wife. And when my dad died, my ex-wife was not invited to the funeral. None of my family wanted her there. You know, my sisters, I ain't got no brothers, but my three sisters, my mum, stepmum, even my kids, I don't think wanted her there. So she never went. You know, I was there when my dad died in hospital because he died with Alzheimer's and dementia. And I'll tell you, it's not a nice thing to see when someone's dying. Because my stepmum, right, my dad's wife, she told the hospital not to feed him because he couldn't eat. He was always bringing his food back up. You know, she could have told him to like, you know, drip feed him, but she said stop feeding him completely. And one day I got a phone call from my sister Sandra saying, you got to get down here quick. He ain't going to last overnight. So I was able to get down now. And I stayed overnight. And, you know, it was, I'm not trying to be nasty about, you know, the Jewish community, you know, the way they were treated in World War II with the concentration camps. You know, the way they looked at that, they were like skinny, like skeletons. That's what my dad looked like when he was in hospital. And he was the one that got me into the paranormal. Because, you know, my sister, there was only two of us left when everyone went, me and my sister Sandra. Sandra had to go to like go and check on the kids and make sure they got, you know, their dinner ready. She did come back later in the evening. And I'm saying to my dad, because I was there on my own, I said, if you ever need to come back and like, you know, talk to me, communicate with me, let me know you're there, you know, do it. Just don't scare the shit out of me, you know. And, you know, I think it's about 2 to 3 months after he died, while I was still married and living at Collierwood, you know, things started happening. And that's what got me into the paranormal, you know, because I was doing research and like, long story short, watching a YouTube video, I think it was Most Haunted or Zach Baggins or something, when they was doing like EVPs. They told you how they was doing it. I had a mobile phone with like a Nokia old mobile phone which had recording facility on. I was doing an EVP session in the kitchen. I caught my dad's voice, and it was definitely my dad's voice because I played it back to my sister, and we both broke down crying. He goes like, "How the hell we can hear my dad's voice on the EVP when he's dead?" It was like unbelievable, and that was actually, you know, got me into the paranormal, and I've been doing the paranormal ever since, apart from the last 3 years. And the only reason I stopped that because of all the YouTube drama and bullshit and attacks and hate that was going on. in the paranormal community between certain groups, and I couldn't take it anymore. I had police records on people, and they had police records on me because we was just attacking each other, and I just didn't go for it anymore. And it made my health deteriorate, so I thought, fuck it. And I told everyone I'm stopping it. I won't close the channel down. The video's there for you to watch, but I'm coming away from the paranormal, and I did for the last 2.5, 3 years. I've not done nothing. I did try to get it back up last year. No, beginning this year. But no one was really interested in watching. I was trying to do EVPs and doing ghost box sessions and stuff like that, and I was only getting like a few people watching. I thought, I just wasted my time, yeah. And if there were nights where we weren't getting nothing on EVP or on ghost box, I wasn't even putting myself out, concentrating on what there might be coming through on the ghost box. I just didn't have my mindset on it, and so I thought, fuck it, I ain't gonna bother. So strange we had 8 people and suddenly dropped down to 4 anyway. But yeah, it's mainly down to the hate and the drama and the bullshit that stopped me from doing the paranormal. Plus, my health issues as well, kind of exaggerated. One night I broke my hand punching the wall because I got so stressed out with some of the shit was going on here, personal life, computer issues and, cyberbullying. And then I ended up in hospital again, attempted OD, which didn't work out, but luckily I'm still here. And then, the situation in my knees and my back, I can't get out that much. And I don't want to be doing it always in here. I used to enjoy doing it with other people, like going out and doing ghost hunting, but Simon James has stopped doing it, and he can't come down from where he lives because it costs too much money on travel. He had said to me that, if I wanted to go out there and visit him one day, I could do. But the situation, because he don't want to do the paranormal, because it might, follow him back and affect the family. I'm not saying it would, but there's a possibility. I don't want to be going up there and dragging him out and, making him do ghost hunting when he doesn't want to. Then there's Steve Cooper. No, I got ghost boxes off him. He was able to implement, add the DC box onto the ghost boxes that he was building. So, I got a couple of ghost boxes off him. Still got them. Don't think I'll sell them because they're good little ghost boxes actually. So if I was to get back into it, I'll probably be using those because I was running them through amplifiers and pedals, giving echo effects and stuff like that. Recently, we used to get a lot of good stuff for that. I've got some other radios where I was able to be hacked, like the Roberts and the Bush and Philips and a few other ghost boxes that I've still got that I hacked myself. So, yeah, it's been okay, really. Now we've only got 2. See, this is what I mean. Is it even really worth, getting back into the ghost hunting and no one fucking watching? It's pointless. Now, I could do it and hope that people will come back. But then, I don't know if he brings something back and cause me, harm to me. I'm not saying that, they would and they could, but we see so many videos out there nowadays where people are saying, I communicate with a spirit and I came back for the scratches or migraines or nauseas or, feeling faint or, I got tripped over by some unformed entity when, after time they could be tripping over their own fucking feet. I did stuff with Pete. Pete, you remember Pete? some of that was good. I say some, not all, because like half the time, like I had my doubts in one way. But yeah, we had some good stuff with Pete. Done, let's say, just a few bits with Steve Cooper. As I say, like he has reached out to me earlier in the year. Said, if you want to meet up, mate, we can meet up and go do a ghost hunt somewhere. But no, he's got personal issues going on as well, I believe. There just ain't nowhere or nowhere to go, to be honest with you. Like cemeteries, shut at a certain time at night time, so you can't go and do a cemetery visit, and you can't really do it on your own because you never know who or what it's about. Like, you could go in a cemetery and fall over and knock yourself out, or even, like seriously injure yourself, fucking kill you, and no one's going to find you in there until the next day, if the cemetery is open, like the next day. Or you might have like kids hanging around and following you about and like, creep up and, mug you and beat you up just for the stuff you got on you. So, I can't really go out and do stuff on my own anyway. My daughter, Jessica, she knew a few groups, and I tried reaching. Well, she reached out to one group, and they said they're not really interested because they've got enough members in their group at the moment. She worked in a school which everyone kept saying that they had paranormal activity, and I was hoping to get there to do it, but every time we tried to make a plan, like an appointment, someone was off sick or someone was on holiday, and then like my daughter, I don't know if she'd left or what, I know she don't work there anymore, but that never happened. That would have been a good little investigation. My nephew Aaron, he doesn't do it anymore because he's had a few near-death experiences. The only place I could do it, if I was going to do it, and I know that I've got a couple of people who would want to go out there with me, is my nephew Warren and maybe my nephew Simon. And that means going down to Kent, taking my stuff down there, dragging Warren out, because there is one place I'd like to go back up to, and that's Jordan's Wood, because we got some fucking amazing stuff on there, especially on video. Those apparitions. And like, you can tell they're not fucking fake. We caught like a monk out there. It looked like a monk, kind of like standing in the trees. We caught another apparition of someone like trying to hide behind a tree. And we went up there like twice, and both times we got up there, we got some really good stuff up there. Now I said to my nephew Warren, if I go down there, would he take me back up to Jordan Wood? And he said, yeah, I'll take you back up. But I don't want to go to the same place where you went the first 2 times. I want to go to another part of the woods where there's some statues which have been, as I would say, vandalized. There's a statue of a, Saxon figure. And then not far from it, there's a kind of like statue of a Spitfire. Or the figure of the Saxon got vandalised. It had its head dismantled. I don't know if they found it. I don't know if they replaced it, but I'd like to go there because I think there might be something there actually. Because there was a time when I went down there to visit. I didn't take no ghost hunting stuff with me. It was like a daytime visit to see my sister, Aaron, Warren, and Jack, my other little nephew, and my mum. But it was me, my mum, my sister Denise, her boy Warren, and her boy Jack. We all went up there. for a daytime walk. And as I was walking there, there was a puddle, and I threw some stones in the puddle. When I had a camera, I was taking a picture of the camera. Now, if you know what water ITC is all about, you'll know exactly. I'm trying to explain what water ITC is, but because I can't remember fully myself, what it is that it generates like imagery in the water when the water's been disturbed. And I caught some really weird fucking stuff in there, and I thought, well, if I'm getting this on camera, maybe I might be able to get it on EVP and like video. So I was hoping to go there, well, years ago actually, but it never happened. But that mean that I won't go down there and get a warrant to take me over there one night. So like with the other places we went to, like Bexley Village, we had some fucking crazy stuff down there at the cemetery. Dartford Cemetery, like to go there again when me uncle, me cousin's buried, and me auntie. Yes, I think May might be buried near or next to her husband Reggie and her son Kevin. Reggie was my uncle. Kevin was Reggie's son, being my cousin, and May was Reggie's wife, Kevin's mum. Now I know she's passed away because my mum told me about it, so I wouldn't mind going and finding May. And I know my nan is buried up there, but we never found her cemetery, her headstone. But spirits go, like when we was doing Ouija boards, spirits saying, "Oh, you need to go there, you need to go there," And my sister, not my sister, my daughter Jessica, did some research on it, and she roughly found out where it is, and it was roughly where the spirits were saying to go. So I wouldn't mind going there, checking that out again. But the other place, Bexley Hospital grounds, that was crazy. We did that like 12 times, and every time we went there, we were getting, apparitions, we were getting stuff on video, we were getting stuff on digital camera, we were getting EVPs, like our EMF meters were going crazy, it was unbelievable. And we always used to class it like our secret location. Now, when I had 12th visit down there, I said, right, we're going to reveal where we are. And I told everyone on video where it was. And I kept an eye on YouTube to see if any other paranormal group would go there. And I don't think anyone's been there since the last time we went down, and that's about 4 or 5 years ago. Now, people have been over to Dartford Heath, which ain't too far from it. But me and Aaron and Warren went over to Dartford Heath, and we practically didn't get nothing over there. And there's supposed to have been battles over there, in the 16th, 17th century. There's supposed to have been like air crashes over there from World War II as well, and we never got fuck all. But other groups said that they got stuff. Now, the only other place I'd like to go to, which I was very dubious about, and I went there with Peter twice, and that's Puckley Village, Screaming Woods. And we got stuff there twice, but on the second time we got on video, looked like a little girl in a hooded cloak walking from behind one tree, going to a second tree and walking behind it, and then not going out the other side. We got that, and I'm thinking, whoa. It's a bit kind of grimy, and he's a bit of a distance, but you can fucking see it. And I think, a lot of other people have been down there, but they actually stopped people going down there to do paranormal because people were just leaving too much shit, too much trash down there. But I think it's kind of okay to go down and do paranormal stuff down there, as long as you don't leave all your trash about. But yeah, I always thought Puckley Village was overheated in one way, total bullshit, but when we got down there, I was surprised, on that second visit, and we caught what we caught on fucking video. That was like crazy, man. I thought, well, yeah, now I can believe that Puckley Village Screaming Wood is haunted because we caught something on video. And you can just check that out on this channel. All you've got to do is do a search. But no, we've had while I was doing the paranormal, we had a lot of good stuff. You know, we've had that black apparition happening in my bedroom that time when we was live streaming, when Rose and Rachel was on here. Brand new Wi-Fi cameras connected up, had them streaming live on the stream, and suddenly the camera shuts off. I'm going, oh, fuck's sake, and Rachel goes, what's the matter, Steve? I said, brand new camera's gone offline. I went, oh, hang on a minute, it's coming back on. And suddenly you see this black figure. And we did a time lapse on it, and you can see it appears as like a black mist and suddenly appears as like humanoid and then goes back into like a black mist and disappears. It's only like probably about 1.5 seconds, but if you time lapse it like we tried to do, you can see it actually form into like an humanoid and then disappearing. And at that time we was doing I think it was Sandra Blaine or Elizabeth Tate, one of those two. And we're not saying it was her, but you know, when we was doing EVPs and stuff like that, we said, was that you that showed yourself? And we got a reply, yes. Who is it? The Black Dahlia. Is that Elizabeth Tate or whatever her fucking name is? I know her first name's Elizabeth. But she always used to wear black. And when we asked if it was her, she said, yeah, on an EVP and on the ghost box. So maybe, like, you know, we open a portal for her to come through and back out, you know, within a second or so. But no, we can't prove that. All we can prove is what we caught on camera. Because, as I say, spirits can lie. You know, it could have been something malicious, nasty, you know, evil, saying it was her when it isn't her, you know. No, we can't really explain the paranormal. We can only do what we can do and show what we can, you know, obtain. No, there's still people skeptical saying, you know, the afterlife don't exist. And the while people are saying that, you know, when they die, they see this and they see that. You know, where do you go when you die, and why do they send you back when it's not your turn? Is it like on that fucking zombie movie? There's no room in hell, you know? Day of the Dead. Or is it? No, Dawn of the Dead. I might watch that later, actually. Good movie that is. So they got the old black and white one. And they got, but there's like 2 or 3 different versions of that. I think I've got 2 versions, the original black and white one. Then they brought another one out. I can't remember what one came out first and second. Then they brought out the colour version. You know, where they're in the helicopter police precinct. And then they brought out the new one where it's all happening in that shopping centre. I wouldn't mind watching them both, but I'm only going to watch one tonight, if I remember. Yeah, so I used to enjoy doing the paranormal, but it got all kind of screwed up because of all the hate and the bullshit and everything, you know. If it wasn't the way it used to be, I reckon, you know, a lot of the groups that, you know, we was involved with, we could still be doing this and going out and, you know, getting stuff and like Jamie, you know, and like just you know, trying to gather that evidence that we're trying to get. You know, every piece of evidence that you get, we can't prove 100% that it's spiritual, paranormal, but it's something that's causing it, whether it's an EVP on an audio recorder, ghost box, you know, digital camera, video camera. You know, when you're doing The only thing I kind of still a bit skeptical about is like when you're using the old Xbox Connect, you know. No, I used to run that quite a lot, but because you see, like, you know, something appear as like a matchstick figure, you know, like, I still can't prove that that is like a spirit, you know, trying to manifest itself. And the Xbox is catching, you know, whatever's behind you or beside you, you know, kind of thing. It is unusual. It's kind of like understandable, you know, it's kind of hard to figure out what the fuck it is. And there is a lot of people who are skeptical about it, but when you do use it and you catch something, you think, oh, you know, what is that? So I don't know if you can see, but where my knee is and that cupboard behind me, yeah, I keep seeing like it seems, I don't know if you can see, but it's more pixelated there than the rest of the whole screen. You know, it ain't my shadow, and it just seemed to be kind of like moving about. It definitely seems like it's moving about. I'm not saying it's spiritual, you know, it could just be the lighting, I don't know, but it seems to like be more pixelized there than the rest of the screen, and it's like kind of jolting around quite regularly, you know, kind of thing. I just noticed that a little while ago, and I've been keeping an eye on it. So I would like to get back to the paranormal. All right, Mark, how's it going? I would like to get back to the paranormal, but I just don't know. Because when I tried doing it beginning of the year, you know, I wasn't getting no views whatsoever, to be honest with you. I ain't really down to views, you know. I would like people in here, you know, to like participate and, you know, because like when we was doing it, it felt like when we was getting a lot of people on here, they was in some way teleporting their energy over through the internet, you know, through my screen, you know, and we was getting a lot of weird stuff going on. But when I tried to bring it back up earlier in the year, you know, there wasn't no one watching, there wasn't no one on the side chat, you know, communicating and, you know, trying to put their energy, you know, they weren't even putting the effort to put their energy into the channel. Because I know that, bless her, you know, when Cat Angel was alive, we had a fucking loads of people watching. And like, you know, she could sense things here and I could sense things there. And like, you know, we had a lot of good stuff. Even with me and Rose, you know, I could sense things there and she could sense things here. Even though if I couldn't sense things here, they would. And if I was sensing things there, they might not sense it or they would sense it, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, a bit weird on how people was dealing with the channel and like communicating in between. A lot of you was just talking shit on the side channel, but it didn't really matter. Although it did piss me off sometimes, like, you know, when you're talking about, you know, different things going on in the world, you know, hey, you know, you're supposed to be here talking about the paranormal, not like, you know, next door neighbour having an affair with, you know, the fucking person down the road or something, you know, or, you know, you're going to go out and buy this and that shopping. No, you're supposed to be here fucking like, you know, concentrating and putting your energy into the channel to try to build up more energy here. And it happened so many times. I just got fed up. You know, I said, you just do what you fucking want. Now, if you want to be here, you know, at least you know, you're here. At least you might be sending a little bit of like energy waves over here, although you're just talking a load of bullshit which I wasn't interested in, you know. But then we had the trolls coming in and causing problems, and the haters, and, you know, other groups, well, other paranormal people that was causing all this shit. I just got fed up with it, you know. And that's why I decided to move away from the paranormal. As I say, I wouldn't mind bringing it back, but is it worth it? Is it worth trying to bring it back? You know, if I've already tried to bring it back earlier in the year and really got no response out of it, let me have a look on something. It's probably January, weren't it? I think. Live. Oh, you know, 1 year ago. Coffee time chat, test stream with new camera. Test stream, test run on new community fiber. Events. Might have been 2 years ago, actually. Just the chat. Rant to aim. So remember, we was doing like, you know, that's another thing I wouldn't mind getting back to, like, you know, spirit drawing, or just, you know, doing drawings on like serial killers like I used to do. And I've still got all my art and craft stuff, just I ain't done it for over a year. I used to post up on my Facebook, and my sister used to say, "Oh, you're demented, you are. You know, you're crazy fucking drawing stuff like that. Why are you doing it?" Because it's something to do, and like I want out fucking around and causing problems towards people, was I really? You know, at least I was indoors and like behaving myself and doing what I wanted to do. And I can't see when I last did a video on the paranormal. I think it might have been like let's have a look. Might have been about a year where I was doing the test streams with new camera. And then just a chat update on flat sorting out. Well, I did sort the flat out originally. I had the living room half empty, but now it's for the fucking computer games, video games, boxes and shit like that. And since then, all I've been doing is like a couple of rants about my neighbour. Rant about electricity off of 6 hours. Couple of coffee time chats and general chats. Crappy day at bushcraft. I ain't even been to my bushcraft. I was originally going to go there and spend the night over there, but because of the health issue, I wasn't able to get over there. You know, I did go there about 4 or 5 months ago, and I found that when I got there, the door had been busted open. Couldn't tell if anything had been nicked out of there. You know, all the pots and pans and cups and shit were there. But yeah, the door was kicked open, and the worst thing was that when I got there, I found that the landowner, Ron, had passed away, and it was cancer that got him, apparently. I didn't even know he had cancer. It was his daughter who told me. I said, "Oh, well, does that mean I can't come back anymore?" She goes, No, you can come back. You can come back as much as you like, you know. No, I've not even had, like, you know, originally when I got up there, the first time I got up there and spoke with Ron, I asked him permission for milk detecting. He gave me permission. And then a few months later, it was raining like shit. And I said to him, "Look, I don't want to be like sheltering in the pony like shacks." He's got like these metal like shack things where the ponies go in if they want to go in, keep drying. I said, "I don't want to be going there and scaring the ponies. Can I like get permission to build a bushcraft camp?" And he goes, "What's that?" I said, "It's just like a little cabin kind of thing." He says, "Steve, do what the fuck you like, mate." Because if you even need to cut some trees down, cut them down. Because where I am, it was originally going to cut all that down, but it's not been cut down because I'm there. And like, you know, I've been doing that for about 2 or 3 years, bushcrafting up there. It took me 6 fucking months just to build the shelter, get that up and running properly. But then I had issues with that, and I had to keep going up there and doing repair works and stuff like that. But last time I went up there, I was calling out for Ron, and he wasn't around. And, like, his daughter came up, she goes, "Oh, hello." He goes, "Where you been?" I said, "Well, I've been around." I said, "Where's Ron?" He goes, "Have you heard?" I said, "No." He goes, "Oh, he passed away." I went, "No, you're joking." She goes, "No, he's gone." I thought, oh, fucking hell, I like that guy. And he liked me as well, actually. I said, "So what happens now then? Like, does that mean I can't come up here anymore?" She goes, No, you can come up here as much as you like." I said, "You sure? Because if you don't want me up here, I won't come up here. I'll just, like, just grab what I can, and then want me to demolish the shelter, I'll demolish it, He goes, "No, you carry on." Because we try to get hold of you, to let you know that, he died, and, going to invite you to the funeral, but we couldn't find you. We couldn't get hold of you. I said, "Well, I was on his phone." She goes, "No, he didn't know." Like, So I think that's about 4 or 5 months ago. And I went over there, and my door had been smashed in. Well, not smashed in, but the padlock's been, like, either jimmied off, or, like, the door been kicked in for the padlock to come off. And not only that, you couldn't even open the fucking door properly, So I planned to go back over to see her to get some water, because I'm always allowed to get water from there. So I had like a little 2-gallon bottle thing, I went over there, and I said, "Okay, I'll get some water." She goes, "Yeah." I said, "I'm a bit pissed off." She goes, "Why is that?" I said, "Someone's broken into my fucking shelter." She goes, "You're joking." I go, "Oh, I'm sorry, Steve." I said, "No, it ain't your fault." So you can't have, your eyes here, that, watching here, there, and everywhere, in one go, can you? Goes, "What's happened?" I said, "I think someone's just kicked the door in." Goes, "Anything missing?" I said, "I don't really know." I know I had some axes up there, and I even fucking bought a machete, would you believe, from Amazon, and I had up there, cutting down all the fucking brambles. I don't even know where that went. The only thing that I could see that was still there was my 2 little fucking, like, clown and elf little mascots that I keep up there. I know it seems a bit stupid. I have them as mascots, and I say, every time I go out and go up there, I say, "All right, guys, how you doing? You okay? Everything okay?" Like, and when I go, I say, "Now you two behave yourself and keep an eye on the fucking place, because that's what you're here for, to give me a little bit of luck and to look after the place." I know it's fucking stupid, but it's kind of like a little kind of like joke to myself, just to cheer me up if I'm a bit of a shitty mood. But like, I was able to get in there, and luckily enough, I had some new brackets and some new padlocks, because the previous time I went up there last year, the padlocks were rusting up, and I had to keep taking WD-40 up there to, get the padlocks open. So I thought, this time I'll go up there, I'll get some new padlocks and some new brackets. Lucky I did. Something must have been telling me to fucking buy them, because when I got up there, the door was, like, busted open, and, like, it was a bit hard for me to get in. Even where the door you can actually open was catching on the wood, like the roofing bit. So I had to get an axe, which I had hidden away, and chop away for that, so I could open the fucking door to get in. Then I put the new latches and padlocks on. But yeah, I told her, she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Steve, has anything gone missing, And I said, "I don't really know, to be honest with you." I said, "I can't come up here that often now anyway, because, like, my health issues, and, my knees and my back keeps playing up, so I can't get up here that much. I said, I only come up here, just chill out for the day, get away from the flat, and see where things were going. And now I'm upset that one had passed away, and, like, although you said I can go up there, I can still go up there, as I say, but I'm a bit dubious in asking her about doing metal detecting up there, because there was one time when we had really hot weather and I was digging holes, and she was a bit, like dubious about me having holes everywhere. Although I was covering the holes up, and I showed her that I was covering up. Goes, yeah, but I'm a bit worried about the horses and the ponies might, trip on one of your holes and injure itself. She goes, that means like vet bills, and the vet bills are pretty expensive. So I did have to stop, like multi-tent up there for a while. And then like one day I went up there and I said, can I do some milk detecting when I come up next time? She goes, yeah. But that's when Ronald was still alive, but now he's passed away. No, like I'm a bit dubious, like taking the milk detector up there. Although I can't really do milk detecting because of my fucking knees. I can't bend down. Can't kneel on my knees without, suffering like chronic pain. You live on a narrowboat, you jammy bastard. It's a blow up doll. You pervert. I wonder what you do with that blow up doll. You disgusting bugger. Mind you, at least you can't get any, diseases from it, I suppose. Yeah. No diseases. I've got to give a, what's the name on that one, haven't I? Anyway. Can't see what I want to put on there, though. Yeah. Alright. That'll do for now. Yeah. You little devil, you little devil. With Tilly, the blow up doll. That reminds me of the, you just remind me, Only Fools and Horses, when he buys them fucking blow up dolls. Him and, what's his name? Rodney, Delboy, and Grandpa is in the flat. And they hear this, like, really weird noise, and they thought it's Grandpa fucking farting. Because it's going, it sounds like a fucking fart saying. And he goes, boy, you don't like me, it's always me, you thinking it's me, it's not me, kind of thing. And old Delboy's like looking around, trying to think where the fucking hell this sound is. And the blow up doll pops up behind his bar. They're all shitting themselves and running out the fucking flat. And old Grandpa's the only one like left there, kind of like Delboy runs out, Rodney runs out, they shut the door, and Grandpa's, being slow he is, he's trying to get out, and like they're fucking holding the door, and old Grandpa's doing this fucking, let me out, let me out. Oh, I'll tell you, I remember that. That's fucking great. That I've actually got the box set of Fools and Horses because my daughter bought it for me. Every birthday, my daughter bought me like a cup with Only Fools and Horses or birthday card with Fools and Horses on it or something else, with Fools and Horses. She actually bought me some little stuffed toys as well, like, which I've got. Grandpa, Delboy, Rodney, and Trigger. That Trigger used to fucking make me laugh. That episode where he goes, oh, this broom's, I've had this for years. It's still the original broom. It's only had like 30 heads on it and like 24 like new handles. And I'm thinking, what a fucking idiot. How can that be the same fucking thing if he's had like 30 heads and 24 brand new handles on it, What an arsehole that fucking Trigger was. But, I loved watching that program. It's a shame that they closed it down after, like, he became a billion or a millionaire. And then, like, I think they done one more after that where he lost it all, didn't it? I was going to bring out some new episodes with him, but, like, Del and Rodney 20 years later or something, but I don't think they ever did bring it out. I don't think it would have been as funny, though. just imagine like Dylan Rodney running down the road. It's Batman again. That was another good episode. Saving the mayor from being mugged. That's your fault, fucking getting us into like, fucking blow up dolls. How dare you? How do I close that fucking bit now? I can't remember how to close it now. What's that plus? No, I don't want that. Close. There we go. A minute. There we go. This is what my daughter bought me during their birthdays. There's old Trigger. And they do talk. Can't remember how you do it though. Wait a minute. Yeah, the battery's gone on that one. I think you can change battery, I'm not sure. Can't remember where the button ring is. I'm sure this one can talk. Yeah. I know the speaker's up there on the head.
Cosmic. My name's not Dave. What's your gun, Bill?
And where's it gone again?
Cosmic. My name's not Dave.
My
name's Rodney.
My name's not Dave, it's Rodney. The first one was Cosmic.
What's your gun, Bill?
What's your game, Bill?
Cosmic.
Cosmic.
My name's not Dave.
It's only got a 3 on that one.
My name's Rodney. Speech. I fought for this country, shot and shell, and how they treat you. Fought in a war, didn't I?
Fought in a war, didn't I? During the war.
I fought for free speech.
Something about free
I
speech.
fought for this country, shot and shell, and how they treat you.
Something about country shot shit or whatever. Or I don't know. And then Del Boy.
He who dares wins.
Who dares wins.
Lovely jubbly.
Lovely jubbly.
And he who dares wins.
Oh, he's only got 2.
Cushy.
Eh? No, he's got
This time
this
next year,
time.
we'll be millionaires.
This time next year, we'll be millionaires.
Lovely jubbly. Oh, shut up, you tars.
I love that bit. Shut up, you tart.
He who dares wins. Cushy. This time next year, lovely jubbly. Oh, shut up, you tars.
Oh, shut up, you tart.
He who dares wins. Cushy.
Nifty, I think that one was.
This time next year, lovely jubbly. Oh, shut up, you tars. He who dares wins. Cushy.
Nifty, yeah, nifty. So all these, like my daughter bought me. Same old Rodney don't. No, not Rodney. Trigger don't work. Yeah, he needs a new battery, he does. I've got them over here. Sitting up on a little toolbox. But Rodney keeps falling down. All I want is them to start fucking playing during the night time. I can spirit coming in and like fucking about with them. I've got to start sorting that living room out. I really did want to sort that living room out, not just for the gaming, but doing some paranormal in there. But it's just so fucking full up again. I had it half filled earlier in the year, but then stress and depression got back to me, and I started buying fucking games from car boot fairs, eBay, vintage, everywhere. I don't know. I think you've got to open them up. Don't don't think I think you might be able to replace it, but you got to unstitch them, and I don't want to be doing it. You know, opening them up, screwing them up. Right, I'll be back around, going to make a quick cup of coffee. Not even eating my dinner yet. I've got much to eat anyway. Oh, you stupid bastards, get me back. What are you doing? Get in here. Keep fucking about. Going to be chilly again. I've got the window shut today because it's been bloody cold and windy and rainy. What are you looking at, little shit? Scared the fuck out of me just now. Going in the kitchen, I thought, well, while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, cook the bathroom trip. And as I open the fucking door, stand there, fucking look at me, scared the shit out of me. Right, what should we talk about? No, I'm not eating anything at all today. Yesterday I had like chicken and chips and some spicy chicken wings. Then later last night I had like dry bread with syrup. I couldn't be bothered to put the butter on, so I just had the syrup, the hunt syrup, and squirt it on and eating it. But I ran out of bread, so I can't do that. I've got like the Chinese like microwave meal I can do, or I could have it's like pulled belly in like a bag with like gravy in it. It's microwavable and it takes like 8 minutes to cook. Could cook that and have some microwave rice, but I might have that. I don't know yet. I might just wait until tomorrow to starve myself tonight. Oh God, I've been so tired lately. Probably is like down to not getting out and exercising enough. But I'll try to go to bed as early as I can, but I still wake up every fucking night about 3 times a night. And the weirdest thing is, right, I keep having these really weird dreams, 2 or 3 a night, and it doesn't start off like as a story would. It kind of like jumps in like midway, then the dream would end just as something exciting is going to happen. I could be in a forest, like shooting, hunting animals, or like fighting some kind of predator, or having like some kind of like battle with like some other fucking soldiers or something, and like just as a good bit starts off, it does start off good. It's not like a beginning to the end. It's like mid center of a fucking story. So I could like just suddenly like be dreaming that I'm in a forest and like I'm being hunted by some fucking soldiers and I'm trying to survive, and like I'm building all these traps or something, and taking them out one by one, a bit like Rambo, I suppose, in one way. And then suddenly, like, just as you get caught and captured and tortured, just before you get tortured, the dream will end all abruptly, and then like you jump into another weird dream, and it's always different dream. I don't think I've had the same dream more than once. I've had similar dreams, but it's like 2 or 3 dreams each night, every night, which I don't understand what's causing it. It's like as I say, like paranormal, like parallel worlds. Maybe it's like spirits from a parallel world, coming in to my dream and making me think that I'm having these like sessions. But we don't know how many parallel parallel. I can't if I can talk now. We don't know how many parallel universes are out there, do we? If there are, I reckon the scientists have actually found out that there is parallel universe out there. But how the hell can you prove that there is another parallel universe? It's like whoever watched that Jet Li movie where he kind of like gets into a machine from the weird parallel universe, and it jumps into like another parallel universe, but it's different from where he came in. And then like what he's doing is he's killing every one of himself to make him, the big man, the master, the only one. And eventually, he does get caught with one other Jet Li, and they take him back to where he was imprisoned, and they was going to execute the original. No, they was going to execute the one they brought back by mistake. And someone mentioned about the ring on his finger. Now, the one who's been jumping parallel universes, who's been killing every one of himself, he had no ring on his finger. He never had like the band mark. And they eventually realised, oh, hang on a minute, we get just about going to execute the wrong one. And they managed to get him. And then they sent him into like this prison thing. I can't remember what it's called. The CERN Project. I don't know that one. Bit of a weird movie that was, actually. It was good. I enjoyed watching it. I watched it about 3 or 4 times. But bit of a weird movie. Because I say, we can't prove that there's any kind of like parallel universe out there. We can't even prove that the spirit world even exists, really, does it? We can't even prove angels and demons really exist. No, we can't really prove heaven and hell exist. What weird atom smasher? Don't know what you're on about. I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what I'm fucking on about. I'm just talking shit like I normally do. You know me, I just talk shit. Look, I'm like a fucking old hermit, aren't I? You know, fucking long beard. You know, haircut needs cutting. I've worn this t-shirt 4 days. The only reason I've worn this 4 days, not because I've been too lazy to take it off and change it. So I'm doing disc cleaning, and with the compound, the fluids, you know, I kind of like spill something sometimes on it, and like, you know, it splashes up, especially when when the disc thing opens up, it kind of like shoots up and little sprays of like compound sprays over me. Or like if I'm putting a new bottle in, you know, the top of the bottle's got a hole in. Sometimes like, you know, my hands like shake a little bit and it spills out. So it's not because I'm too lazy to fucking change it. I just don't want to be changing the shirt over every single day and getting compound on it, because I don't know if that compound actually stains on the t-shirt. And if it does, then, you know, I'd rather wear one t-shirt and let it stain as much as it fucking wants without staining every other t-shirt I bought. I bought some clothes the other week. I bought some. See, the t-shirts I wear, it's got the sleeves down to here. But I bought some which has only got like a thin kind of like shoulder thing. And like, you know, it's kind of like all round here is like, you know, taken away. And like sometimes it shows you nipples. But I bought some of those. I bought some like shorts. I don't really use shorts, but because of the weather, I bought these like jogging shorts. I bought some new jogging pants. I bought socks, underwear. And the first set of t-shirts I bought with the, you know, the thing strap on, they was fucking way small. I thought I ordered like XL and I bought small, and I couldn't even get the damn thing on. I was supposed to have sent them back, but I never did. So I thought, well, I'll keep them and give them to my grandson, because he's getting big now. No, we won't get the one what I've worn. I think I threw that one out, but still 5 brand new ones up there. I think I bought a shirt as well. I know I bought some other t-shirts like these, you know, like these ones. Bought a new pair of jeans as well. I bought a hoodie not long ago, blue, grey and white. But I can't get into the fucking wardrobe to put them in, so they're up there on the shelf at the moment. Well, on the shelf, like all bundled up on top of each other. I was going to get some more of the camo pants, but I'm not going to bother, because I won't be going up to the bushcraft that much. I can't get up there anymore. Well, I can get up there, but it just means, like, you know, I can't do as much as I want to because of my back and my knees. Do you want to think about it? I better take the meds. I've got to go and see the fucking doctor, because the medication he's giving me for my headaches and my back pain is only paracetamol, and not doing fuck all. The medication that the hospital gave me originally when I had my back infection was working a lot better, but the doctor won't prescribe them to me. He goes, "Oh, I can't prescribe them to you because it's like your hospital prescribed them." And the hospital won't give them to me, because you've got to be in hospital to get them. No, I'll keep forgetting to take these. These are for diabetes, these ones. And I should take them once every, well, I think it's one a day for with meals. Where my glasses gone? One be taken daily for diabetes, taken with or just after food or meal. So, I only eat 1 meal a day. So that's all I can really afford because I've been buying too much shit. But even if I had 3 meals a day, I would only be able to take one because taking 3 would be ODing yourself. So with those, I've got to take one on a main meal, and I only have 1 main meal a day. So sometimes I might pick about, with some biscuits or crisps or some fruit, like I've been eating oranges and apples a bit more often. I can't even remember what half these fucking tablets are for, actually. I've got to take them, especially these. They're my antidepressant ones. If I stop taking them, they could fucking end me. No, I spoke to the doctor one day. I said, what happens if I forget to take my antidepressants? She goes, well, as long as you don't go without them for more than 48 hours, then you'll be okay. But if you stop all of a sudden, that could seriously, do a lot of damage. It could kill you. Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm not going to stop them. Because I'm not saying they help, to be honest with you. They help a little bit, but I still get, a lot of depressive days. I mean, very depressive days. Shit, I've got to pull this back up here. See, codeine they used to issue me with some headaches, but they don't fucking do anything now. I've ran out of these. They won't give me these anymore. Can't remember what they're for. I've kept the box so I can actually order some more next month. The Imodiums, I've been getting a lot of upset stomachs lately. I don't know what's caused it. It's not too bad now, but last month I was getting like really bad upset stomachs. The old horrible runs. I don't know it's because I wasn't eating Pacific food. But luckily enough, it's kind of eased up now. And I still have like 3 or 4 tablets in there for emergency backup. Now, yesterday I had 7 tablets. Now 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what's the other fucking medication? So I've been taking 6 all the time. But yesterday I found another tablet, so I took that to make it 7. Now I can't remember what tablet it was. Unless I took 2 of the same tablet by mistake. Which I don't think it was. Oh, I don't know. So I should have someone, to help me with my medication. I know with side effects, I have like a rash on my knees, or not on my knees, but down on my legs. And that is the side effect from the antidepressant tablets. I really don't know why, but I've got another phone, right? And I've not even used it. New contract phone. No one's got the number, not even my family. Sister, brother, not only got a brother, sister, daughter, nothing. I bought it for a specific reason. I wish I never did now. So it's a monthly fee. And every time I press on something, it doesn't open up. So it just coded off sometimes. There we go. I actually mainly bought it for, like, you know, gaming. So if I found someone who was doing good deals on games, then I could give them that number. Or if I started trading games, I could give them that number, because I don't want it on this phone. This is my original phone. But this one is a... I can't remember what phone this is actually, but I'll tell you, the screen touch is... When it comes on, it's very slow. And I mean very fucking slow. And like, it's so annoying that when you try to open that app, it doesn't open the fucking app. I've had it like 3-4 months now. I should have actually gone to the local shop and asked them to sort it out, but there it is. Hello, Maria. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, if anyone interested in these, I did post a link earlier. I can always repost it. These are EMF detectors. I don't sell them, but you can get these on Amazon. On eBay, they're £27. On eBay they're £27. On Amazon, they are £16. Bit like the K2 meter, but it's got digital readout. I only bought the 2 because they were cheap, and I thought, you know, I'll buy 2 in case I do start doing the paranormal again. You know, it's not a guarantee, but you know, I bought 2. They do have 100 left on their eBay site, apparently. Not eBay. They have so many on eBay, but you're paying double on eBay. But on Amazon, you're paying just under £17 for them. And if you want me to post the link again, I will do that in a moment. I do have a EVI EMF meter, probably going up for sale. But I want a little bit more than I paid for it, because it is kind of like hard to get and kind of rare now. No, I could drop the price down, but I don't want to be losing money on it. I'm actually wanting to get something out of the money I do get for it, but I want to try to get the right money for what I want to buy. And it's not cheap. It is quite expensive. And it's nothing to do with the paranormal. Right, so if you want to check out that link for where you can get those from, I'm not sponsored in any way. I don't make no money in any way. But those EMF meters you can get on Amazon, and they are £16.99. They were £18.99, but there's 11% discount on them. And apparently it says like you can get these ones, or you can get the standard, like the black ones with the LED, you know, like the original K2 meters, for £13.99. And that's those ones. I don't know why that bloody thing keeps coming up, that chat thing. That voice recognition. Well, it's not voice recognition. I don't know what it is, but it comes up on certain phrases. So how are you today, Maria? What happened there? What happened there? Oh, I put channel activity instead of going to Maria's channel. Right, I've already am subscribed to you. Yeah, I am. I wonder what the real thing is behind like the black eye kids. Why do they have black eyes? What else you got on there? Oh, back to beginning the fucking play up again there. What do you believe? Life after death? Well, I say, a lot of people who reckon or say they've died. Some say that they've seen certain things, and some say they've been turned back for certain reasons, and some say they've just seen blackness. Some say they've seen heaven. Some say they've seen like their friends and relatives and stuff like that. That might be a good one to check out. I've actually watched a few of those ones. Or are we? I can't even fucking pronounce it. Io Kikawara, Japanese Forest of Lost Souls. That's kind of like, if I had people to talk to about that, I would like to go into a little bit of depth in that, because like, why do people get drawn or want to go to that Japanese forest in their lives? Now, how many people have ended their lives in that Japanese forest, and how many spirits are roaming around? No, they say that like a rough estimate, there's supposed to be like 50 ghosts to every single house in the UK. That's just in the UK. So, if you work that out to a few million, that's like a few trillion ghosts. So why are the ghosts like not crossed over to heaven or hell? Why do they state that? The haunting origins of the Ouija board, a journey through time. That's another thing. Like, people say like Ouija boards are dangerous. I don't think they're dangerous. It's just another tool with Ouija board. Supposed to be the victims of amongst murders. Don't know, it could be. It's like, like Ouija boards. They say they're dangerous, but they're not. I don't think they are. It's just another tool that we're using. Like, some people will fake the shit, and some people will try to get as much information from a spirit as if possible. Like, are we actually in some way is our brain making us think that we communicate with a spirit, or is it a real spirit communicating with us? Is it a good spirit, bad spirit, malevolent, not evil, demonic? Is it a good spirit, more like angelic kind of spirit? No. If you think of all the Ouija board sessions I've done on here, and we've spoken to like victims of like murdered victims, and we got some pretty good, interesting feedback on it. Now, what brings me back to more is that before all the hate and bullshit used to happen, I was talking to people in America, and there was one who had a bar, and we was like chatting with each other, and I kept saying, I can see something in that mirror, behind you. And she goes, "Oh, don't you creep me out?" I said, "No, seriously, I can see like a father and son." And I said, "Did anyone die there? Because like it feels like someone died there." And she goes, well, there's a lot of people, deaths over here. And I said, well, this is more like a car accident. And she goes, well, there has been car accidents, around this area quite a lot. I said, well, did someone die in this specific road? And she goes, I don't know, but my mum knows a lot more about it. And would you believe, I believe that there is a road under what you just mentioned. So I'll ask my mum. So she went back and spoke to her mum. And she came back to me one night and, called me up. And she goes, Steve, you ain't going to fucking believe this. I said, what? She goes, my mum told me that there is a road near to where she lives. And it was like, like 101st, 5th Street or something like that. I can't remember exactly the road what I told her. And she goes, there is a road near my mum. Exactly the same street you told her. And would you believe the father and son died in a car accident? I thought, what the fuck? So something was telling me that night, when I was talking to that woman, who owns the pub in America. Just by looking in the mirror, in the background, something was telling me that a father and son died, and in some way is like, their presence is there in that bar, in that mirror. It's just kind of like really weird that, she comes back 2 days later and she goes, I swear, Steve, my mum's told me that her father and son died in a car accident a few years ago. And I thought, whoa, crazy, man. And then there's, I can't remember her fucking name. She lost her husband. She asked me to do, I don't know, it was a Ouija board or tarot card. And what information I gave her, I didn't know at all. I didn't know whatsoever. I was just giving her information that was being fed to me. And, she started crying. And she goes, I've got to go. I said, I'm sorry, I said. She goes, no, it's not you. I just got to go. A couple of days later, she comes back on and she goes, what you told me, exactly what happened. And, it's brought back memories. And she goes, I really want to thank you for that because it's been bottling me up inside for quite a while. And I thought, fucking hell, man, how am I getting this information? So I must have been communicating with, the afterlife in some way. And that sounds really weird and strange and stupid, but it fucking happened, man, And like, Kelly, I think she's passed away, but she told me that I had the ability to be like a psychic and what's that other word? Can't think of what it's called. I have the ability to communicate with spirits that can give me information. Clairvoyant, that's the word. She goes, you're spiritually clairvoyant and you have the ability to speak to spirits that can, give you the answers that you want. Clairvoyant, that's not clairvoyant, clairvoyant, that's the word. And she goes, you got. I said, I don't want that. She goes, no, you got to, because otherwise it's going to be dangerous. You got to deal with these abilities that you're getting because they're there to help you, for you to communicate. But you got to be careful. Although it's not dangerous, you got to be careful because you may speak to some of the more evil, kind of like demonic spirits. I actually got a book. She wrote some books actually. I did get one of her books signed, and she sent it to me. I never did read it. I read it a few pages. I put it down and I forgot where I put it. Never did fucking find the book. Probably around somewhere. So I know she wrote another book after that. And I said to her, I'd love to write a book. She goes, well, why don't you write? I said, because I don't know where to start. She goes, well, I can help you. But that never happened. So I really wanted to write a book on how, the ability of me becoming like a paranormal investigator happened. And I did start it. I actually did start it. I wrote about 5 pages. I like to keep like going back and editing and putting more stuff in. And I remember when I was at Hall Place, I was doing a Ouija board, and they said, "Oh, you're going to write a book." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "How long is it going to take?" They said, 25 years. 25 years? Maybe that's the reason why I keep like stopping and like, not getting back to it. It's been like 5 years, 6 years, maybe no more than that when I started it. I've done about 5 pages, I think, and stopped it and put it one side. I can't remember what I've done with it. Because it's like me, like my personal abilities and on how I got into the paranormal, such as like when my dad died, and the experiences I was having, like when he was around, and what made me become a paranormal investigator, and the kind of things that were happening to me as a paranormal investigator. There was one I actually done, Parabotti. I wonder who that is, Parabotti. I think I know who that is. Oh, hang on, no, that's the same user, isn't it, Maria? Okay. I was talking to someone earlier on my other channel. He said he was going to come in, but I think he might have been watching, but he hasn't been talking. I won't say who he is in case he doesn't want to be told it was him, but it was someone that I was talking to on my other channel, my gaming channel. Do you remember the one where I did the video about that guy who used to work on the River Wandle? Because the River Wandle was a little bit more, and he used to like go around clearing all the trash up and stuff like that. And one day he kind of like got sucked under the current, although it was on a big cut, like it wasn't deep, but something happened to him and he drowned. And I started talking to him, and he's, because I was doing some stuff, walking around with like an EVP recorder and K2 meter and stuff like that. And I'd done some Ouija boards on him, and he said, like, he used to work on the River Wandle as like a more of a caretaker kind of thing, yeah. And I found out that someone did die on the River Wandle who was a caretaker. Who was the other one I spoke to? Oh, I still remember little Leonard, who used to be over Mitcham Common. Actually, talking about Mitcham Common, they found a body in one of the other lakes near to the town centre a little while ago. A homeless man had drowned in there. I wouldn't be able to go and do like a ghost hunt there because like it's like a duck pond, and it's not that deep. So he must have been really pissed out of his brains to fall in and drowned himself. The whole road was cornered off. It was in the papers as well. I think I might go find it actually. Body found Mitcham Common Lake. Yeah, Three Kings Pond. There's the story of it. So it says, emergency were called to the Three Kings Pond in the Three Kings Pierce today, August the 11th, at 9:45 a.m. to concerns for the welfare of a man in the water. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. No further information around the man or circumstances of his death has been shared at this stage. Inquiries are going on to find his next of kin. At the time of reporting, a crime scene remains in place. Several police, fire and ambulance services vehicles are at the scene. A Metropolitan Police spokesman said the police were called at 9:45 hours on Monday 11th August to Three Kings Pond, Mitcham, following the concern of the welfare of a man in water. Officers attended the London ambulance services and the London Fire Brigade. Sadly, a man pronounced dead. Inquiries remain ongoing to locate his next of kin. And that's all it says. But there's been a few like deaths on Mitcham Common. Last one was over at Commonside one, like the Seven Islands one. Oh, I didn't know that one. I didn't know about this one. Body of teenage boy recovered from Mitcham Common Pond. A body of a teenage boy was recovered from a pond on a South London common on Wednesday evening. This was in the Standard, 4th of July 2024. Police said they were treating the death as unexpected after the teenage boy was recovered from Bidders Pond on Mitcham Common around 6:35 p.m. Officers said he was pronounced dead at the scene. A Scotland Yard spokesperson said his family has been informed the death is currently being treated as unexpected. His family are currently being supported by specialist officers. A spokesman for the London Ambulance Services also confirmed they were called to the scene, saying they attended at 6:39 p.m. We sent resources to the scene, including members of the Hazardous Area Response Team, HARP, and an incident response officer, said a spokesman. Sadly, a patient died at the scene and was taken to hospital by a third party. I didn't know about that one. See, on one of my videos, I mentioned about the Commons, yeah. Hello, Andrew. Fucking a long time no see. On one of my videos, I mentioned that it's a bit weird that Mitcham Common is always been more suicides and a few murders, yeah. Not many, but more suicides. Wimbledon Common has been murders. People being attacked and murdered and killed. The other common, which is Streatham Common, there hasn't been really much over there. Now, there's been a few deaths, but not really explained how the death was, caused. It just sounded like Mitcham and Wimbledon. It's had so many deaths on there, it's unbelievable. Really weird. Jessica's not here. She's gone to bed, I think. I don't see her on here. She said she was here earlier, but she's not here now. Oh, hang on. I didn't know. Let's give him his wrench. Perhaps he changed his name. I know YouTube sometimes they remove wrenches for either inactivity or I just fucking screw up. There you go, Aaron. You got your wrench back, mate. You should have told me earlier. If you did and I didn't see it, I apologise, but why is that? You know, that I keep getting the pixelation. It's more over that side, that pixelation. Now it's moved over. It's not where it used to be here beside me. It's moved kind of like over that way more. Oh, actually, I think I saw you with the crown thing. I didn't know what you're on about with the crown. Yeah, so Mitcham Common is more like suicide and accidental death because, like, Leonard died in a lake in the 1900s, wasn't it? So we've done a few videos on Leonard. Then there's that hanging tree. Then there's that Polish guy, I think he was, who ended it from OD. I didn't know about that boy who died over at that other lake. What's it called? Pitter's Pond. Oh. She's alright. Been a pain in the arse as usual. Fucking cat scared the shit out of me a while ago. Went to the kitchen while I was waiting for the kettle to boil, make me coffee. I came out and she's standing right behind the fucking door, looking up at me like, I thought, fucking stupid cow. Scared the shit out of me. I think I'll go in a minute. I need a wee. I ain't eating all day. I was going to wait until tomorrow night, go and have a breakfast. The canteen, the cafeteria around here has been closed for a few months. I think he might have gone on holiday, but he's back open now. I might cook the pork belly and gravy. That's 8 minutes to cook, and 3 minutes for the rice to cook. I think I'll do that. I won't mind doing River Thames actually. There's a few over at what part is it? I can't think of the fucking Plumstead Common, not Plumstead Common. Plumstead Bridge. Someone jumped and drowned over there a while back, apparently. I'm really tired. Fucking hell, I don't know why I'm tired now. I've got feeling kind of dizzy, nausea. I better go, guys. Go and get something to eat. That might help a little bit. I don't know. But I want to go and watch Dawn of the Dead, or Day of the Dead. You know, the one. I don't know what one, but I want to go and watch a zombie movie tonight. But I won't watch that until I cook my dinner. But anyway, I'm going to go. Cheers for watching, and I'll try to pop on again another day in the next couple of weeks, something like that, maybe. Just have another chat if I feel up to it. If not, you can always come over to my gaming channel and watch me on there for a little bit. Now, don't ask me for my gaming channel because I can't remember what the fucking link's called. Open. Copy. Right, so you want to check out my gaming channel. There it is. I would appreciate some new subscribers. I've got 493. I'm trying to get to 500. And some of you might be able to help me out to get to 500. Now, the reason is I'm not really making any kind of monetization on this channel anymore because no one's fucking watching it. In here, I'll go to AdSense. I'm not even made enough to get the next payment. And, you know, once I do get the next payment, I'll probably close down the AdSense. It ain't really working out. But I might move it over to, yeah, so it says my balance is 50.24, but I've got to get up to £60 to get any kind of like payments out of AdSense. It says I'm 83% of my payment method threshold. So until I actually reach £60 payout, which could take months and months and months, I want to. If I close that down now, I'll lose the £50. So I want to keep that up and running until I get the £60 payout. Then I'm going to close it. So say like, I think my last payment was like fucking 2023. When was it? April 2023. Since 2023, I've not had any other payments. Let's say it's on 50, but it needs to reach 60 before I can get it, and that can take months and months and months. And once I do get the payment, I'll be closing down the AdSense and monetization on this channel, and hopefully move it over to my gaming channel. But I'm not getting that many views on my gaming channel at the moment. Now, my last live stream, which was an hour and 51 minutes, I only had 7 views on it. The only time I get views on my old channel is when I'm doing actual gaming. The general chat ones, I don't really get much. Unless it's like sometimes opening like game pickups. But I need another 7 subscribers to reach 500. Thing is, like, people have been subscribing, building it up a little bit, and then unsubscribing and then lowering it again, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. That's the way things are, I suppose. Right, I'm off, and I might catch you again soon. When, I don't know. But don't get a thumbs up, like, share. Hit that notification bell for when I do come on here next. And jump over to my other channel and subscribe, please. And I'll catch you later. Good night, all. Bye-bye.